What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Peepod Cove, where the culture meets controversy, meets all that spicy stuff. Now listen, today we're going to dive into something that's been brewing in these YouTube streets, these sports media streets. Shannon Sharpe, Nightcap, and some real serious allegations that may have just cost them some major sponsorship. We're going to talk about it. We're going to drop into this. So I'm going to try to fill you.
3 weeks ago, if you look in Shannon Sharpe's background, right, you could see the Boost Mobile advertisement right there. You see that? You see the Boost Mobile advertisement? Matter of fact, let me blow it up a little bit further for you guys. You see it right there. It's the Boost Mobile advertisement right below the Nightcap. Also on top of that, Ochocinco, usually if he's not in a hotel room, I just pulled up a real quick video. If he's not in a hotel room, he has Nightcap and he has a Boost Mobile sign that's almost the exact same under the Nightcap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also, if you look up in the upper right-hand corner, you see the DraftKings logo. Of course, you're going to see the Shay Sharp logo, the whole glasses with the hair. And so that is a staple. That is something that we're used to seeing on there because Ocho is getting to the bag. Unca's getting to the bag. They running it up and taking care of business. Now, if I go to last night, a clip from last night, what do I see? Same thing in the intro, right?
On YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
Similar.
Thunder sweep the Grizzlies.
So, first of all, Shannon Sharpe.
You could already see the DraftKings logo is going. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Y'all see that, chat? Y'all see that? Man, it's finna get messy, man. I'm on another podcast that I did, the Stay in Your Lane podcast, and we talked about this. And I said, until sponsors start leaving or you start seeing these comments, we live in 2025 now. You don't know what's going to happen. But I think they're all pausing to make sure things go in a certain direction. But yeah, let's finish it. But I could definitely tell one of the logos gone that was there.
Sharpe got a completely different background. I'm sure he switches backgrounds on a regular basis, right? But then I look up in the upper right-hand corner and I only see the Shannon Sharpe logo. So DraftKings is on that other side of the fence now, right? Let me also go into, and this is what I actually was initially watching. If you look at Chad Ochocinco's background, he now has the Boost Mobile logo covered up with the jersey. He now has the Boost Mobile logo covered up with the jersey. Again, not only is the Boost Mobile logo covered up, but also on top of that, the DraftKings logo in the upper right-hand corner is missing. So the only logical conclusion that we can come to is that either A, the sponsorships are still there, but they're saying hold off, similarly to how we've obviously been informed over this past couple of days that ESPN is now saying that Shannon Sharpe is going to step away for a little bit in order to make sure that they clear things up right before football season. If you're not knowing about that, then I'm bringing it to you right now. They are not parting ways, right? He still works for ESPN, but so to speak, he's kind of suspended, and he's not able to do anything with ESPN. But also on top of that, right? Now, when you go to Nightcap, and I'm assuming that it's probably going to be the same thing for Club Shay Shay, you now see sponsorships or sponsors distancing themselves from Nightcap. Now, it's a couple different ways, obviously, that you can look at it. The second way, right, is either they're suspended or they've completely distanced themselves and says, we're cutting it off because the same way that we have conversations about clauses in a contract about making sure that your sponsors look good, and or because, obviously this conversation was, based off of what was going on with Disney, but, they also have to make sure that they protect the brand. So anything that comes out against you, which is probably one of the reasons why he was offering a settlement, anything that comes out against you, obviously you are a right to work contractor. They can pull that sponsorship at any point, and this is the the obvious disadvantage that comes along with being independent, right? If you are not working for a network, which is the ones that secure all of the sponsorships that then have the ability to be able to pay you this significant amount of money, you obviously can be fired because you're an at-will employee. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about securing that because the bags is bigger as an independent. As an independent, then you then also have employees. You have all of these different things that play a role in what's going on. And so if you start to lose these sponsorships, then that can obviously affect not only your bag, but all of the other people. And I remember Shannon Sharpe having a conversation with Chad Ochocinco before, and he was kind of getting on him, and he was like, yo, don't mess this up. Yo, don't mess this up. Now what you start to see is people, and listen, I can't say that I'm for it. I can't say that I'm against it. All I can say is I am never going to advocate for somebody to lose money. So I believe that the sponsorships, that the companies have the right to do whatever it is that they want to do with their advertising dollars. At the same time, I'm personally not going to be rooting for Shannon Sharpe to lose. I want him to continue to be successful. I still think that this is a shakedown. It's unfortunate that you can work so hard your whole life, and then ultimately it can come down to somebody accusing you of something in the court of public opinion, and then that public opinion can then inform people of whether or not these advertisers and these sponsors really want to support your platform. And this is why I never, ever, ever personally want to be dependent on anything.
Listen, man, that is wild. Shannon Sharpe went from sipping La Portier to possibly sipping lawsuits in real life. You know, that's what he's going to be doing, because this cannot go to court. This cannot go to court. This has to be settled, and it's pretty much all it is, a money grab, because they didn't file a criminal case. I'm pretty sure, but you know what? This is something he put himself in, and yeah, I remember, was it a couple months back when he got on Chad Ochocinco, and you know, because Chad had that situation going on with his ex, and you know what? When you look at it now, Chad was actually the adult, because what he's doing, what he's being alleged of doing, well, you can't even say really alleged anymore, because he already tried to settle, so they actually had that relationship. He's contradicted himself. He's basically become what? And you know what's crazy about this is that this may all blow over in a week or two, where they're going to settle and it all goes away. And he's the one that's going to come out tarnished. His career, his reputation is ruined for a long time, no matter what happens, I should say. No matter what happens, his reputation is ruined for a while, where people are going to look at him differently no matter what. I mean, and he's got himself to blame, because I saw somewhere where somebody said that he was doing this to try to control her because she was young, and not older women won't do that. Yeah, they do. You can get all age of women to do whatever you want to do. This is things that they want. You know, this is a weird situation to begin with, but he put himself there. And the whole thing with this video was about the sponsorship. And you think about the relationship, right, that he had with the girl. Because of the sponsorship he's going to lose, and this could have been why they decided to drop the lawsuit when they did, because I don't think she really wants money from him. I think she just wanted to damage what he was preparing to receive. You know, because I said in one of my other videos, why, if you know he's going to get a bag, why not let him get the bag and then put in the suit? But I was neither here nor there. They didn't consult with me, unfortunately. But either way, he's in a pickle of mess, and he got himself there, and I don't see him getting out. Now, you see the sponsorship for Chad. They put the Corey Dillon jersey on there, which is pretty cool. You know, and at some point, you're going to start to see the shame that's going to come onto the show. The Shame's going to show up, and because they're on the platform that we are also on, I am also on. He can literally go independent and still make a lot of money as long as the views are still there. He can make a ton of money. That's what we do as reactors. So he's not totally going to fall on his face. It's just that he's going to lose. Now, I don't think they're totally gone yet. It seems like they're still there, but they're just saying, you know what? Let's see how things work out first. Let's see how things work out first, and then we're going to come back. Now, I don't know about Shay, but it's affected Nightcap. I don't think he really released anything for Shay yet, but we're going to find out when the next Shay drops an episode, if those sponsors and stuff like that is still on there. Because we could clearly see Boost Mobile's gone, and we could clearly see that, what was the other one? The DraftKings logo is also gone. So let me know in the comments how you feel about that. Are you still watching Club Shay or Nightcap? You know, I've watched both. You know, it's going to get even messier, but let me know down in the comments how you feel. And I'm going to leave another video here by Elmo for y'all to watch. Peepod Cove. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.